Hello friends, it's another beautiful day. For this video I'm gonna discuss with you my history with inflammatory bowel disease, what was once ulcerative colitis to what is now Crohn's disease. Hopefully it resonates with you. I'm a real bad talker, so you're gonna have to just resonate with that as well. We're both humans. I'm not great at speaking. In fact, I'm very bad at speaking, if I haven't made that clear. Hence why I usually post, training videos where I don't speak and I just make noises. Um, yeah, so I've got some notes right here. So if you see me looking here, that's why. I want to make as much eye contact as possible, but I have a whiteboard. I'm in a real weird spot right now. I have a lantern for lighting. I'm sitting on a bench that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. So let's get into it, I guess. Um, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis uh, 8 years ago. I would have been I was 13, 21 right now. Um, I was young. It was kind of a new disease at that point. It seems like just about everybody has it now, but nobody as a kid had it when I got diagnosed, at least not locally. Um, so I was sent to a children's hospital, and they were like, "This is like the worst case of colitis we've seen. Um, there's tons of bleeding in the colonoscopy, and your inflammatory markers are through the roof. All of those sorts of things, all the things that you would usually hear upon being diagnosed. And they told me this is something that always sticks with me. I'll have to make a video about it at some point. But the doctor was like, you can't play sports anymore, and you can't weightlift anymore. And I was like, what can I say on YouTube? I was like, no, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna listen to you, sir. And besides the point, I guess they're just they're doing doctor things, lying, doing a lot of lying. Um, so initially, I was given like it was the low hundreds dosage of prednisone. I hear some people call it prednisolone. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. I always call it prednisone, um, the steroid, corticosteroid. There, I was given 6-mercaptopurine. It's almost like a low grade chemotherapy sort of drug, and for an anti-inflammatory, it was called Pentasa. These little tiny blue pills. I'm not convinced that any of these anti-inflammatory pills have done anything, but they prescribed them. Um, let's see. I was pretty good after those steroids. I mean, if you've taken prednisone, you feel amazing. You probably stop sleeping, but you feel really good. And I was very underweight too, and it makes you very hungry. So I was like, this is fantastic. I could eat entire pizzas by myself and still be hungry, gaining weight like crazy, look like a chipmunk. In high school, they called me Chipmunk Face, Chipmunk Face. That was always real funny. Um, let's see. So for about a year and a half, I was in what they would probably call remission. I was all good, and somewhere in I think like ninth grade was probably my next flare up. That first one was in seventh grade. Um, in that second flare up, I started Humira, which is a popular one, and then of course more prednisone. A little bit less than the first time, I think. I think usually they start me at like 80 milligrams, but that first one I started super super high. And then same sort of thing happens. You feel really bad, and then you feel really good when you're on the prednisone high. disregarding the side effects, of course. And then it was about every year or so, I would get these flare-ups, and I'd get prednisone. Prednisone is just the go-to because it always worked, of course. And then they'd give me sort of short-term trials of random medications, like can't remember all the names, but and certain antibiotics and colon like numbers or what have you, stuff like that. Um, and then right out of high school, after my last season of football, um, graduated, and at that point, I that was my last. That was the last time I took prednisone. After I weaned down after that, what would you call it, like trial or session of it. It stopped working for me. I didn't respond to it like at all anymore. So that's sort of when I switched doctors. This would have been like the third time I switched doctors, but so I switched doctors again to these specialists, and the prednisone didn't work anymore. So now they're sort of just trial and error, giving me a bunch of random medications, switching everything up on me. They gave me some Euceris, which I think is the generic is budesonide, which I responded pretty well to. It's a different steroid with way less side effects, which is nice. That it didn't work nearly as well, but I responded a little bit to it, I guess. And then regarding the immunosuppressants, I went from Humira to Entyvio to Stelara to Rinvoq to infliximab, which is Remicade. Uh, let's see. So I was on Entyvio for like 2 months. I didn't get any response at all. I was on Stelara for maybe double that length. I didn't get much of a response. Tried the Rinvoq for about 6 months. Nothing really happened there. And now I'm on infliximab, which I think is sort of the gold standard at this point, but it was kind of in its infancy when I first got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis um, 8 or so years ago. So that's why I started with Humira rather than infliximab. But the infliximab seems to be doing at least something. Um, let's see. And at that point, after they had done, geez, I've had so many colonoscopies now. I don't know how many I've had. The most, the couple most recent ones, they've said that it's looking more like Crohn's disease, so they've switched over from ulcerative colitis to Crohn's disease, which really, I mean, what does it doesn't mean anything. Like these are just sort of they just categorize them. The treatment's the same, and I guess that's where I'm at now. Um, the condition sucks. Everybody knows it sucks, especially if you've had it. It's terrible. But yeah, that's my history, if you're wondering. I doubt you are, but I know there's people, because I'm one of them, who will just search things on YouTube about IBD. You know, they like to hear stories to make sure that to be part of a community and hear situations that are worse than theirs, so they feel a little bit better. I'm fortunate enough to not have any of my bowel removed yet. It's in discussion, but it seems like I'm avoiding it pretty well. Yeah, so this will be one of these things I'm hoping where you search for IBD stories or something like that, and I pop up, and then you hit the comment section, and you're like, "Here's my story. I really appreciate you for sharing yours, Caleb." And I'll be like, "Love you, man. Keep working at it and feel better." Um, yeah, I guess that's all I got. If you want to hear any horror stories, You know, the pants pooping, the getting sick randomly, losing a bunch of weight, getting bullied, all of the standards of the IBD community, let me know because I'd love to talk about them. It'd probably be good for me to let loose a little bit, anyways. I got some good ones. I got some good ones. Guess that's all I gotta say. It's nice talking to you. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Peace.